And here we are at Mrs. Thompson's Herbs, Gifts, and Folklore, and let's go on inside and say hey to Heather. Wow, and then look at these roses. They smell so good, but you can't smell. Oh, wow, that's incredible.
We need smell-o-vision.
Hi, Heather.
Hello.
We're just getting some roses ready. Put them up on their herb shelf, filling up the jar. So we're here at Heather's desk back here in the back room, the secret room in the back of the shop. And well, we have Village Herbalist 2, Think Like an Herbalist coming up in just, well, it's coming up pretty soon here. And I was just wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what we can expect and what kinds of things that we'll cover in this course.
After having some really nice conversations with John about how people are feeling about learning herbalism and where they're at, after doing the online interview with you, John, when we were reviewing all the kind of questions that people had, it wasn't that they didn't know that information, it's that the information and the problem weren't meeting each other. They had the information and they had the problem, but for some reason they weren't connecting. And the resolution that I saw in this is that, right, they haven't yet learned how to think like an herbalist. Right. And because there is a methodology that we go through when we discover what's the root cause of what's going on and what's the best way to remove it or get it to want to leave. And so, you know, after having those conversations with you about exactly, you know, what do people want next, what are they ready for, I really felt that teaching them the language of herbalists, because we do have our specialized language, which when we're trying to read books and listen to conversations, sometimes it just goes right over the head. Right. And it's really, and it's really nice to have somebody give you that little Rosetta Stone that tells you, oh, that's what this means. That's what they're talking about. Because frankly, I sat in on one herbal lecture at an herb conference where the man talked for an hour and a half and never mentioned an herb once. And I was, first of all, shocked and didn't think that that should have happened. But I realized that all the bowed heads in the room were not in prayer, they were in sleep. because they couldn't think like an herbalist. Right. They weren't getting where he was because he was so much further and wasn't helping them along. So what I'm hoping to do in Think Like an Herbalist is to help you along with some language, some chemistry, some history. I'd like to also introduce the concepts of different types of tissue in the body and the different types of conditions that can happen to those types of tissue. And so that no matter where, say, inflammation is happening in the body, if we know the inflammation is happening to a muscle tissue, we know exactly what to do about it. So it's really kind of using your noggin and using all those bits and pieces that I've given you so far and being able to run with it and really work it so that if you come up with a condition that's similar to what I talked about but it's not the same, you'll be able to think your way through it.